Hey everyone, welcome to Salt. Sorry we weren't around last weekend. We were up in Omaha, and should have posted something that said we weren't broadcasting because we had a little bit of a situation, so we weren't able to broadcast. But to make up for that, we thought we'd start this broadcast now to demonstrate how much Miranda and I are still with it and have it and are all together. We're going to do a little dance for you now, the two of us, where we'll do some spinning, some dipping, some things like that. You ready?
No, he isn't either. His arm's bad.
So,
he would
moving
drop
on.
me. My back is bad. I have no idea what I would do. I'd end up in bed again.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, yes. So I guess I don't know. It's been several years. Back in when we lived in Nebraska, I remember getting out of the shower once, and I did absolutely nothing at all. I simply lifted my leg to step out of the shower, and instant pain and immobilization. I'd never experienced anything like it in my life. It's not like I twisted anything. I mean, I literally took a normal step. And later, the doctor just told me, like, yeah, it happens sometimes. I got a muscle spasm, back spasm, and he just like, oh no, you didn't do anything to cause it. Just sometimes they hit, and nothing you can do. You gotta, treat it with rest and everything. But I was never had experienced anything like that in my life. It was one painful, and two again like out of nowhere. And Miranda had something similar. Although hers had good cause.
I had good cause.
Yeah, hers
yes.
didn't just happen. She was actually picking up dead weight, and
Well, I was picking up the baby to put her down for her nap, and this baby weighs 30 pounds. So, yeah, I felt like that was good-ish reason.
yeah.
Yes.
So it was not out of no, but it did do a number on her back, and so we were broadcasting. She had to go downstairs into the basement and everything, and then it was still pretty painful. You're a lot better now. But.
Yeah, I am better now. But yeah, I didn't want to walk all the way down these long stairs to the basement and then back upstairs. And actually thinking back on it, I could have gone out the one back door and then come in the sliding glass doors. But it was freezing.
Yeah.
And I do mean it was freezing.
It was freezing. I think it already snowed by then, hadn't it?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, so that embankment would have
Yeah.
been covered in snow too. So anyway, we didn't broadcast last weekend.
And we sit here talking about our woes,
Yeah.
our being old.
Oh. Yep. My arm still hurts. I'm not real sure about how long that's gonna, keep going.
I was proud of Brett, though. He drove all the way back from Omaha to Texas, and that's a solid 10 to 12-hour drive.
Yeah. It took about us 11 hours. We stopped a few times. We normally don't stop as much as we did because we stopped and I ate in one restaurant.
Yeah, that's true.
The last couple of times we just ate and as we go, Anyway, so sorry about us. We're here this weekend, and we're going to hurry a little bit because one of our microphones batteries is going low as we speak, but hopefully we'll make it to the end of the broadcast. Anyway.
Of course we will, because
So,
it's really short today.
It's really short today.
Yes.
So what are we talking about?
Oh, do you remember? You're going to talk about your when you were flying into Denver and it was really bumpy, and then you landed.
Oh, well, yeah. So I'm not a big flyer. I fly, I can do it. I'm not, real excited about it, but I used to fly a lot more back in the day, and I've flown into several different airports, and I've flown Columbia, South Carolina, and L.A., and I think Sacramento, and Las Vegas, and a bunch of different places, and I flew into Denver a couple of times. And this one time, I'll never forget that we were coming in, and it was really cloudy and foggy, I guess. But we were up in the clouds, and like once we crossed into Colorado, they tell you, hey, we're in Colorado now. We'll be at the airport in 30, 45 minutes. But we were in a bunch of clouds, and so you couldn't see any out the window. And, we were all kind of looking out to see if we could see the sky, the city lights or anything, and you couldn't. And you're just looking out the window, and there was, after a little bit of time, you're like, well, I wonder when we're getting to the airport. And so it was just clouds and clouds and clouds and clouds, and all of a sudden it was like clouds, 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 land, bam, and we were down. I mean, literally, it must have been so foggy that until we were, I mean, maybe 20 feet off the runway, you didn't see anything until all of a sudden it was runway, bam. And it was shocking. The whole plane just went, ah, because we all thought we were still, 10,000 feet in the air. And all of a sudden, there was the ground. And yeah, I forget what the pilot said. The pilot came on and the stewardess started laughing. The pilot came on and I can't remember what he said. It was something witty though, like, welcome, surprise, welcome to Denver, and and surprise landing of your life or something. I mean, it was, he knew he'd caught us all off guard. But it was just interesting as the entire plane thought we were still, thousands of feet in the air. And then all of a sudden, land, boom, and you were landed. It was like, wow. It was a freaky experience.
Yeah, I actually landed into Seattle like that once. Only thing is, okay, so we didn't see the runway at all until we hit.
Yeah.
And then you could see the runway. But it was so foggy, we actually had been diverted to a different airport. When we landed there, only problem is we weren't allowed to get off the airplane, which was a real pain because Colby was about 2.5, 3 years old at that point in time. And so we were all left to sit there on the airplane. I think we sat there at least 3 hours and nothing. I mean, we didn't get anything. Nobody could get off or get any food or anything like that. So finally, they decided, all right, we're just going to take off and land at a different airport where we could at least get off the airplane. So we did that. But yeah, nobody was freaking out when we landed.
Couldn't you get off the airplane once you've landed?
I don't remember why, but we couldn't.
That's weird. Because then you just pull up to the gate and get off. I wonder what.
You would think, but I don't know, like it wasn't the original airport.
Oh.
They had a reason, I don't remember what it was. I mean, that's probably a solid 30 years ago, so,
Yeah. Well, it's, yeah. Well, it could be you were there and it was so foggy they couldn't move any other planes out of the gate and there were no open gates, and so you had to go.
That could be, yeah. I mean, you just really couldn't see anything. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't fly near as much. The last places I flew out of was Aspen in Colorado. And that was interesting because and Aspen is interesting because it's way up in the mountains, obviously, and you had to have a special certification to fly in and out of Aspen, and only United United was the only major airline that flew in and out, and then you had private pilots that could do it, but United was the only airline. And it's funny because they would tell you in takeoff, they tell you, be aware, when we take off, it's a big ascent, so hold on to your seat, and you shouldn't, you just like, wait, And then landing, the reason you had to be certified was because it was always, except maybe in the summer, most of the time it was pretty socked in with fog and stuff. And so it was an instrument landing instead of a visual landing, and you had to be certified to do that. And I remember when they say, we're going in for, we're landing, and, don't be, they would always warn you, the angle of descent is normal. Don't be alarmed, because it is. You come in and it's like, vroom, and you go down into the airport, and it's like this real, like a roller coaster. It's really the most different kind of experience you've had in landing in an airplane. But yeah, that was a very breathtaking landing and taking off in Aspen, Colorado.
Yeah, I don't know that. Well, Kodiak was different in one sense, but basically the runway was just long enough. There was water at one end of it and a big mountain at the other end of it. And so when you took off towards the water, you wondered if you'd ever if you were just going to like fall off into the sea, because, and then soon right there, boom, you would lift off. And if the wind was blowing a different way, you would take off towards a mountain, and once again, it was like right there, and then you would get up and turn. And yeah, so, unless you enjoy that sort of thing, don't fly into Kodiak.
Yes. So today's message is get right with Jesus before you get on the next airplane, because flying can be dangerous.
It can also be fun. Yes. Okay, so when we moved to Lincoln, Nebraska, God clearly provided us a house to live in. And we lived there for 7 years till we moved here. But in the meantime, in March of 2020, Brett's job, along with others, was downsized, and we thought it'd be fun to move all our stuff into storage and just drive up the Outcan because it'd been a lot of years since I had done that, and Brett had never done that. And so I thought it'd be fun to just go see the old stomping grounds again. And, we had no solid plan after that, but we hoped that Brett would get a job sooner than later, as we only had 7 months of severance pay. So sadly, our brilliant plan fell apart when COVID shut down the United States-Canada border 1 month later in April.
Yeah.
So we decided to stay in our house and see what happened. Now, I basically had several plans I started to make to move out, but they all fell through for some reason or other. And, it turns out we lived in the house God originally provided for us 7 months past our 7 months of severance pay. So in the end, what felt like something was holding us back, when we could see the whole thing in retrospect, was instead a time where we ended up at the place we were headed towards from the beginning. We just couldn't see the landing.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, that was an interesting time of life. You had to fly by faith in that you didn't know where you're going to end up, or even how you were going to get there. But yeah, there was always this. There is a destination. We just don't know where it is.
And here we are in Texas.
Turns out the destination was Texas. Would never have guessed that, but
No.
here we are. Yeah.
That's true.
So yeah, that was definitely a time of flying by faith. I think every time you get in an airplane, you fly by faith, but yeah.
Randy, our oldest daughter, worked as a flight attendant for quite a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she said, I like to imagine every time I fly that it's just this magical something that holds the airplane up in the air.
I think it is, but I'm not a big fan of flying. That's why we drive everywhere. We drive almost any chance. If we can drive there, we will drive there.
But we do just enjoy road trips.
Yeah,
we really do.
Yeah. I like driving way more than flying. And road trips are fun. Sometimes we'll stop and we'll do picnics along the way here or there, and you see stuff you've never seen before. It's kind of fun. So, much like life, driving along is an adventure. You never know where you're going to go or what you're going to see.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
So, anyway, so that's it. Live life by faith. It's an adventure of flying by faith. So yeah, I think we're going to be here for another couple of weeks. We got the end of the semester, end of school's coming up, and then Christmas break. So holidays are upon us, and hope you're staying
Looks
warm.
like Brett is ready already.
Yeah. We teachers kind of look towards it and hurry up. Finals is going get here finals week, and let's get into the holidays. But kids, not so much.
All dressed in red.
Yes, I am. I'm ready for the festivities.
I'm ready to be warm.
But yeah, we even put up some Christmas decorations, and not a lot. This year we didn't do a lot in the office. We put up some stuff, but we didn't go all out like I have done in the past. But maybe before our next broadcast next Sabbath, we'll take some pictures. I'll show you what we did in the office. Just a little bit of holiday fun. So, all right, we'll hope you had a good Sabbath. We're going to keep it short, and